Second Nature for Children is in the building. I hope everyone is doing well. Coach, how you doing today?
Great, man. Great as always. Love yourself.
Oh, man, I'm doing absolutely great. Tonight, I just want to come on with you and just do an open discussion about the state of the Black community. And this is the first full week in December that's coming up. So I hope that everyone is continuing to take the challenge that I put out. I think I put it out around August. But every first full week of the month, we're taking the challenge where whatever it is that you've been procrastinating about, or whatever you need to sacrifice, or just doing something different to work on taking your life to another level. So we'll do it for 7 days, and I hope everyone is doing well with the challenge so far. You can shoot me a comment and let me know how things are going for you. So as you come into the room, make sure, family, you subscribe, like, and share. And I'm seeing and I'm hearing people letting me know that they're not getting notifications. I'm seeing that the algorithm is not moving, the information and the views are down. And what we got to understand, like I told everyone from the beginning, we're not here to entertain you. This is an information platform that we are bringing. And so as a people, we will have to move this information among each other if the algorithm is not moving it for us. And when I see that the views are down, that we're not moving it, it's continuing to let me know that as a people, we're not ready to move forward. So we got to do it, family. So let's jump right into it, Coach. We're gonna have an open discussion. And the first thing I want to do is just make sure that I like to define certain things to make sure that everyone that's listening that's on the same page. And I want to thank everyone that has subscribed, man, and think I have some close ones that reached out to me and that reaches out to me. I want to thank you all as well. And we're just gonna continue pushing this information. And I don't know if, like, I come on a lot of times on Thursdays and I do a video, but if I see that the people are not moving it, then I think maybe, Coach, I come on once a week, you and I just put information out. But over the years, I've had a lot of people to tell me, anytime you're trying to help the Black community, you might as well stop. You might as well stop. I've had a lot of people tell me that it's not gonna work. It's not gonna this and that. We're too messed up. And I'm gonna tell you something. For many years, I literally had stopped working with adults because what I was hearing, I was seeing. But then when I began to work with the children even more, it's my driving force. It's the thing that won't let me stop. So people don't have to worry about me going anywhere. I'm gonna continue to put this information out because every day I work with the youth. Every day I work with children. Every day I'm helping a child. So when I come on to YouTube, then I'm just really just trying to help the adults, the ones who want help. I know all of us don't want help, and some of us don't want to accept help, and some of us don't want to admit we need help. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about saying that, well, I won't do it anymore because if people are not responding. I'm helping children every day, and that's my mission. So, but if I can get us to come together, then we can do more with helping the youth. So that's why I would definitely continue bringing information. So people don't have to worry about me going anywhere. So let's dive right into the state of the Black community. And we know that is different levels of the Black community. We got the low income, and then we got a certain group that's doing certain things, then we got a certain group that's doing other things. We understand. But when we're talking about the state, we're talking about the situation in which a person or thing is. The situation in which a person or thing is. Situation, a combination of circumstances. So we know that certain things that's going on in the Black community, especially I'm in that low income, working with that group of people, that group of children, where it's a lot of different circumstances man, it'll take maybe a year to get it all out. So that's why this show will never end, because we got a lot to talk about, and we got a lot of work.
Mhm.
And so we'll talk about what condition are we in as a people. And I'm gonna let you go in, Coach, but I'm gonna answer first. And I would say that we are definitely in bad shape as a people.
If you had to grade it, A to D, if you had to grade it in scale as a mark, A to D.
Oh, well, I would definitely have to give it the worst. So if D is the worst,
Yeah.
I would definitely, from what I see,
Mm.
I would definitely, we are in a D shape. You should have went on and took it to F. I would have went on and took it to F with you. So to answer that right there, I would definitely go with we are. If D is the worst, I'm going with D. We are in bad shape, Coach. D is definitely it. Because what I'm seeing, and I'm gonna let you go in. What I'm seeing is some of us are lost and just have no clue. I'm dealing with some of us every day that are simply lost and have no clue. A lot of the parents that I deal with, especially in what they call the low income community, boy, these folks are literally lost and have no clue. And I'm talking about just strictly drinking, smoking, partying, and then their children in a certain area. If you look at the school districts here in Atlanta, 9 and 10, and if you go to the Georgia statistics for academic, you'll see that all of these schools, from elementary, from middle to high school, you'll see that these schools are below average. And the parents that they have to go home to have no clue that their children are in trouble. It's sad, but that's where we are. And number two, we have a group of people that know what's going on, but they just have no concern about trying to make a difference.
Mm.
So I would definitely tell you, to start off with my part, that the state of the Black community is in bad shape. I'll let you go in, Coach.
When I hear that phrase, the state of the Black community, it make me reflect. It took me back to Million Man March. You don't hear nothing about that, but the Million Man March was that 94, 95, somewhere 97, I think 95, somewhere around there.
Okay.
And the whole premise was, getting energized, motivated to go back in the community, you know what I mean? And help out, stop the violence, cause then the violence and all that. So if you go from that time, 94, 95, 96, around that time, and you come forward now, man, I mean, downhill. I'm talking about downhill. The form of pharmaceutical just switched. It got stronger now.
Mm.
So much so that you don't even have to ingest it, you touch it, and they can take you out of here. We know the gun violence has gotten higher. You know what I mean? We know the incarceration rate has a decrease. Mm. I saw Johnny the other day. He said somebody we know got a 30 piece.
Mm.
Somebody we know used to come by, not a regular, got a 30 piece, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So when I think about that, it's like, man, our neighborhoods, we really don't have any no more. You know what I mean? We don't have any more. Them folks coming in now, buying up cheap, running mom and pops out with the taxes. And now the neighborhoods that we used to call hoods revitalized, and we not even benefiting. you know. So all in all, man, it don't look good. And that's just the environment. What about our personal, let's say, self-care or lack thereof? You know, we so out of touch with our health, you know, what we consuming. And that can be food, that can be information, how we evolving. We already know in a mass scale, a lot of us are not, like you say. So all in all, man, it looks bleak, man. It
Gotcha.
really looks bleak, you know. It really looks bleak. But we're here just to put what we need to put out here. Hopefully, like I said, they can gravitate at some point in time. But the state, man, is bleak, man, real bleak. Sad to say, but that's reality.
And when you mention that Million Man March, you know, it's sad to say that, you know, at that time it was something good if it could have kicked off
Yeah,
and, you know, being the
yeah,
way they was looking for things to be. But I'm gonna tell you something, it was really a money maker for a lot of people.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it was a money maker for a lot of
yeah.
people because I don't care how many times you bring us together, if we're not ready to go out and do anything, then nothing would never happen. That's just like every Sunday we come into the church. But once we leave
Mhm.
out of the church, we get nothing done. So that's the same thing that happened with the Million Man March. We came in without a foundation, okay? And then we left out without a foundation. And that's why I started this program for the children called Complete Wellness, because the problem, and I want to use the Million Man March since you brought it up, you had a lot of us went into a certain place in a certain area. Listen to it. Uneducated, a lot of us, about how to connect our mind, our bodies, and our soul together. That gives us a foundation for the journey that we all are on. The reason that a lot of us keep falling as an individual, and definitely we're not even grouping up to do anything
Mm.
unless it's a religion or how to make whatever, but we're not even grouping up to advance us as a people, but we're falling because we have no base as an individual and as a group. So you had a group of people that come in without a base, and then they left out without a base. So when they came into that march, if they was dealing with whatever health issue they was dealing with, when they left that march, they were still dealing with that health issue. Do you understand? When they
I
came
got you.
into that march and they was dealing with whatever psychological issue that they was dealing with, it was nothing in that march that helped them with their psychological mindset. So they came in sick mentally, and then they went back into their community sick. They came in broken spiritually, they left back out broken spiritually. So that's why I say that Million Man March, all it did was made a lot of people some money. That's what it did, coach. Because until you learn, here's facts, until you learn how to connect your mind and your body and your soul together for optimal success, you will never do well as a individual. You will never, because when you learn how to connect your mind, your body, and your soul together, it'll help solve a lot of the problems that we deal with in the Black community, no matter what level of the community that you are in. Because you could be in the low income and you dealing with certain issues. You can have a
Mm.
couple of dollars in your pocket, you still dealing with a couple of issues, or you can have $10 million in your pocket and you still dealing with certain issues. Because listen, I work with children, so I work to simplify things. All of us, and I'm talking about people of color, our struggles are within the three areas of dealing with the mind, the body, or the soul. Every last one of us are dealing with something within these three areas. We either having bad health problems, we either having bad, we either dealing with a mental illness, a mental issue, or a mental disorder. We either dealing with, when it comes to our spiritual being, we're so caught up, a lot of us, in reaching out for something or expecting for something or someone to come and help us, till we need to make sure that we look, because the help is already within us. It's already here. We're in a different time, like I always say, from our ancestors who was reaching out and praying for this and praying for that, because they was in a different time. But we're in a different time now, spiritually, to if we're going to get anything done, there's no more waiting on anything or anyone. It's up to us. It's up to us as an individual to begin to make sure that we are connected within ourselves. The most important thing to do right now is to make sure that you build a relationship with you. You can't go into a place sick, the Million Man March and the church, and then rah, 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 have a good time while you in there, and then you come out and you do nothing dealing with what you did in that Million Man March, or what you heard, or what was said, or what you heard, or what was said in church. That's what happens to us. We come in, we have a good time, but when we come out, we do nothing. And that's why we are in such of a bind right now as a people. You got anything you want to share?
I mean, I can go a little deeper because I mean, we haven't even touched on coming out to the environment as far as how we can fight the things that are put in place that basically are to some degree stopping our progress, or I'm talking like legislation that are put in place. Where you talking about voting, you know what I mean? When you're talking about still, they have this way in how they still go about redlining, but they don't call it redlining now, but you know what they're talking about. You know, how they pick and choose who gets the decent rate in the roof. They still do that today. You know, not too long ago, what Wells Fargo, I think, was fined millions of dollars for the same thing. You know what I mean? They give the blacks and the browns a different rate, all that stuff. So if we got all this personal stuff going on that we can't deal with, how are we going to come out of that and deal with the stuff that really matters, that, start slowing down our progress, if you will? You know, if you fight in your own personal battle, demons, issues, whatever, you don't have the strength and energy to fight the stuff as far as legislation and all that stuff that really, impacting community or lack thereof. So it's a lose-lose. I mean, normally it's a win-win situation when you do certain things, but this is like a lose-lose situation, man.
And from piggyback on that right there, it's definitely, and it's so sad, but it's definitely a lose-lose, because we are in such bad shape. So when you begin to speak on legislation, voting, and things like that, coach, a lot of us, when I just mentioned about a lot of us are lost and have no clue, that goes right into what you're saying. When you start talking about the system, because that's the system. When you start talking about changing laws, fighting for things, when you start talking about politics, politicians, that's the system. So when I mentioned to you about a lot of us are lost and have no clue, coach, a lot of us have no understanding about how the system works. So how can we even come together to make a that's why I'm trying to tell you, in our lifetime, it's so much work that needs to be done, because we haven't even got to the top. We haven't even got up on the ground just to get basic, simple things so that we can start a movement. When I told you earlier that a lot of us are lost and have no clue, when you start talking about legislation, voting, to, boy, these folks, a lot of us, we have no clue. We would never, a lot of us in our lives would never address anything like that. We got so many other different issues going on in our life, trying just to survive every day, to working to change something. We have no clue about that. We can't even get our. I don't know how many of us are going back into certain communities to work to try to help our people. But if you ever go back to what they call the low income community and work to help and see our people, you'll understand that when you start talking about the system, these folks don't understand nothing about the system. You got to first try to make sure we got a sick group of people. When you got people, like I said earlier, that are dealing with mental issues, mental illness, and mental disorders, things that should have been addressed in the Black community many decades ago that still haven't been addressed. The counterparts know that you are not a threat at all, because you haven't even, like I said, come up on the playing field to even start playing ball yet, because they know that on certain things that will make a difference and to make a change, you have no clue about. You can't even take care of yourself. Don't you know most of us right now today depends on our counterparts for our living?
It's true. Yeah.
So a lot of us gonna keep our mouths quiet, because I got to stay submissive, because I'm within a system that if I say anything out of line, these folks can take my little house, take my little car, I'm done. That's why I'm trying to tell you, until we learn to come together, and we so far from that. That's why every day I'm working with these children to try to change this mindset that's coming up. And you got to get them as babies, because a lot of us that has gotten to a certain age, I just want to be very transparent, it's a wrap. We have such a slavery mentality. And you talking about evolving or changing, it won't happen no time soon. And now us being on this platform, this is an entertainment platform. And once we begin to put out certain information, it's going to slow us down. Now watch, enough of us are hearing this information. I don't care if one person heard it. If we did our true diligence for information, that one person will send it to one, that one can send it to one, that one can send it to one. Do you understand what I'm saying? But a lot of times, once we click on and we're not being entertained, then we're gone, because they know we want to be entertained. And so this platform is about making money. You got all these so-called YouTubers that has all these views, putting out other people content, nothing that they have for the Black community that can help you take your life to another level. They take other people content that they know you want to hear, because one thing they know about us, we love mess. Oh, they know, they've studied, they know we love mess. Because here's a fact, I promise you, if I put a video out with knowledge and wisdom that can take you to another level and sit it on one side. But if I put a fight at Popeye's Chicken on the other side, I promise you, most of us will gravitate toward that fight at Popeye's Chicken before we go over here and get this knowledge where we have to apply wisdom to it. Because see, that Popeye's Chicken fight is entertainment. It carries no responsibility. But over here, with the knowledge and wisdom, it carries a responsibility. It's something that you have to do. See, we've been trained to the point, and especially religion has been one of the biggest factors that has trained us to the point where you wait on help from somebody or something else instead of you doing it yourself. That's why a lot of us right now today are in bad shape, not knowing how to tap into that which dwells within you and make it happen. A lot of us are waiting on something to make it happen. You want to share anything, Coach? You got anything on your mind?
Yeah, man. I think we touched on a lot of important things. We can go all night touching so many other things, man. But at this point, man, it's kind of to me, it's troublesome to me. It really is that we're in this place. And when I say I'm talking about us collectively, because I know individually, some of us to some degree, we good, but I'm saying collectively, we're in this place. We don't even we're not in good condition enough to have a seat at the table, so to speak. You know what I mean? To say this is what we want. We can't even do that. So that's a bad shift. That means we as a block get no respect. We as a block, when we're thought of after the fact, after everybody else gets what they're supposed to get. You know what I mean? So it's sad. It's sad, disheartening, But all we can do is just keep doing what we're doing, man.
Yeah, we definitely gonna keep. Yeah, we definitely gonna keep going because these children are out there. So I would never quit. I would never stop and hope that we can reach some adults that would take heed and join along with Second Nature for Children, and help us push this organization. This is a youth organization, and I designed this organization for children of color. But I would definitely turn no one down who has the heart and who want to be part of such a great organization, because I've found out and learned that if you just depend on us to get anything done, it won't get done. That's a fact. And when you get, and what a lot of us are missing, when I speak on the mind, the body, the soul, I'm bringing something that people have been talking about for so long, but I've never ran into anyone who really brought it to the forefront to let people know that learning how to connect the three together could literally change your life. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how rich you get, because a lot of us, we after that money. And I want folks to get that money. But what I want folks to understand is this right here. I don't care how much money you get. It does nothing or does you no good if physically you're unhealthy. All it can do is pay those with Dr. Bill's insurance for the insurance. I want you to see that. I want you to understand that your physical being is everything. I don't care how much money you have. Without your health, your wealth means nothing. I want you to understand, I don't care how much money you have, if your mental state is not stable, that money means nothing. Even the Bible tells you from the mental state that a fool and the money will soon part.
Mhm.
Y'all can't stay together. Y'all would never be able to stay together. And you're wondering, what's the problem? What's the problem is, Missy Pooh, is that you have such a messed up mindset. That's why you and your money can't stay together. And I don't care how much money you have, if you're broken spiritually, then it means absolutely nothing. Because here's another fact, and I love facts. Millionaires commit suicide as well. So
True.
it lets you know that it's not the money. And anytime I have certain conversations with people, it let me know if you had money or never had money before. Because if you thinking that money would just make everything all right, then that let me know you never had money before. Because what money is, for folks who never had money, it's a temporary fix. That's what it is. It buys you stuff. Why do you think people with so much money continue to just buy stuff? Just keep buying stuff. Because don't you know that when you purchase something and then it's time to get something else, you're unhappy. It's just a temporary fix. That's all it is. It's a temporary fix. I want you to go get that money, but I want you to make sure that you have your priorities in place to know that it's not the money that's going to put you on a great journey. The money is going to help you buy stuff. And if you think that just stuff is going to keep you happy, then that means you're going to have 12 cars, 12 houses. And then once all the money is gone and you can't buy stuff no more, I want you to just look around to the people that you see that had a lot of money or got a lot of money, how they putting this house up for sale, that house up for sale. I can went down from 12 cars to 6 cars. See, you can't maintain that. You can't. It's gonna just see, they not studying folks who can have money. Just begin to study folks. That's why folks with money continue to just keep buying stuff because it's a temporary fix because they're still unhappy. They got all this money, but they're still unhappy. So I got to go buy something. So I'm happy. Look what I just bought. Look what I just bought Monday. But by Wednesday, I'm putting that back because I got to go buy something else because I'm struggling with other areas in my life. So I don't care how much money you have. If you don't work on your physical being, if you don't work on your mental being, and if you don't work on your spiritual being, facts, that money is only a temporary fix. You got anything you want to share, Coach?
No, really. I mean, I think I said just about as much as I can say, man. As usual, I just try, man, self-care, your alone time, try to evolve, man, be better than you were day before, a year before. Coming up to another brand new year, man, do some reflecting, man, and try to, take steps, man, be a better version of yourself than you already are, man. That's about it.
And we got a couple more minutes left. Coach, you give a great close, and I hope that our family, man, is taking heed to what you're saying. And if someone may say, you know what, I can heard that before, I can heard that before. Well, if you can heard it before, we got a comment section. You share with me that if you've heard it so many times, and if you have changed your life to what you have heard, I would love to hear it. I would love to hear that if you have heard something that you took heed to what you heard, showed wisdom to it, and it did not help you, I would love to hear it. You got the comment section, you got my email address right there. Then, if someone would say, oh man, I can heard that before, and you're not doing anything to make a difference in your life, and you've just heard it and you not acted on it, Man, that's the problem. That's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. Because one thing I've learned about listening is an art. Hearing is something that we all do because we have ears. So you hear me. Listening let me know that you heard me and you took what information I gave and you show wisdom to it. So there's a difference between, oh, I heard this before. Yeah, but are you acting on it? That's the key. It's just like knowledge. I don't care how much knowledge you may have. If you don't show wisdom to your knowledge, then your knowledge means nothing. Because knowledge is only knowing. Wisdom is showing good judgment on that which you know. So we got to do better. And we're not moving forward as a people. And I don't know how long YouTube gonna say we're gonna let these jokers keep putting this information out. But we're gonna keep putting it out as long as we can hang here and fight because our people's lives are at stake.
I think as long as the views are down, they can keep it up. The minute start going up, they must shut it down.
You know what I'm saying? So I it's a battle either way it go then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what we gonna do is just make sure we do our part, and hopefully that the family gravitate and take this information. But I'm telling everyone right now before we get out of here, we got 2 minutes or so left. If you want to take your life to another level, I'm not selling you no belief. I'm not telling you got to pay your 10%. I'm not telling you got to believe on this deity, that deity, this deity, or that deity to come and help and save you. I'm going to give you some facts right quick for about 30 seconds. If you begin to change your diet and exercise, work on changing your mindset, having a positive attitude toward life, work on connecting yourself to yourself, that which dwells within you, working on your discipline, your self-control, tenacity. If you begin to just put these 3 things together, if you begin to work on your mind, your body, and your soul, I guarantee you it'll change your life. And you don't have to wait on one deity to come and help us save you. That's facts. That's facts. Coach, we got 1 minute left. We're going to get out of here. You gave your closure. You got anything else you want to share before we shut the door?
Oh, man, just peace and everyone, man. Peace and blessing to everyone, and just do some reflecting, man. Seriously, in your quiet time, do some reflecting. Do some reflecting, man, and try to put some achievements, dangle some achievement in front of your face so you can try to get to them as the new year, 2024, come through. So that's it.
That's it. And I'm going to leave it right there, Coach. If they don't take that right there and do something with it, it ain't shame on us. It's shame on them. I'll holler at you the next time. Take care, Coach.
All right, take care.
Appreciate you.